Okay. Now, I'm going to divide this into this. So, I know that because I have a binomial, a two-term polynomial out front, when I multiply it, I'm going to have 2 left, so I know whatever I'm going to say, I would say a minus 4 goes into this how many times? Remember, I told you guys that what I always want you to do is worry about the first term here, the first term there. What times a will give me a squared as an answer? You always put whatever that answer is right there. And now it's a matter of just multiplying through. A times a is what? If you did this correctly, you should get the exact same thing. A times negative 4 is what? Negative 4a. Once you multiply through by whatever you put up here, now you come down here and you subtract that. So you're subtracting a to the second, subtracting a negative makes it into a what? Plus. Correct? As you see, you get 0. That goes away. Negative 8a plus 4 would give me a what? Negative 4a. We okay there? You guys see how I got from there to there? Now, my next step again, worry about the first one and the first one. I got to bring this down. So all I'm going to ask myself is a times what would give me negative 4a? What would I multiply a by to get a negative 4? What would I multiply it by, Gus?
To get a negative 4, it would be...
To get a negative 4a. Don't play with your phone while I'm teaching.
Well, I thought this was just notes.
There's no reason, just don't play with your phone while I'm teaching. Okay, a times what would give me a negative 4? A. If I went negative 4, a times negative 4 would give me a what? Negative 4a. See, when we multiply through, we get that. And they're the same. So I know I'm right. The only thing left to do is negative 4 times negative 4 would give me a what? Positive what? 16. When I subtract that, that changes this into a what? This into a? For that's 0. That's also 0. So is there a remainder? No, your remainder is 0 because you've brought down your last thing and you had no remainder. So your answer is a minus 4. Okay, you go ahead and watch this one. I'll make sure and zoom out to where you can see all of them and write them down. This is what we're doing now. 3x plus 5 into 9x squared plus 30x plus 25. What do I always worry about? The which terms? So I'm worried about this here and this here. And where I put it depends on how many terms I have. I have 2 terms I'm dividing into it, right? So when I put my answer here, it'll go above the second one, will it not? So 3 times what is 9? 3. X times what is x squared? So do you see how that times that would give me a 9 what? X squared. Now I got to finish multiplying through 3x. I did it times 3x. Now I multiply it times what? 3 times 5, 3x times 5 is what? 15x. Did I do it right? Do I have the same thing in front of the first one? So now I change the sign. This goes to 0. What do I get here? Huh?
15x.
What's my next step? I've done this part, so I've kind of worked from here over. So the only thing to bring down is the what? So plus 25. Now again, what do I focus on? The first term when I divide, right? I say 3x times what would give me 15x. So I would put plus what? 5. 5 times 3x is what? 15x. Now I have to keep multiplying through. 5 times 5 would give me a what? 25. Change the sign. What do I get? So is there a remainder? 3x plus 5 is your answer. Yes.
On page 2 on our homework, it's 5x, and then there's 11x, and I don't know what multiplies by 5x in the middle.
Number 2,
Yes, sir.
you shouldn't be on the 11x. You should never have to do that. You always do the first one. What's the first one? You say 5x times what gives me 10x squared?
It's 2x.
Right.
Yeah.
But then when you multiply through, did you multiply 2x times 5x? You got that to get 10x squared, right? Then you multiply 2x times what? Negative 2, and you should have negative 4x. Change the sign, and you should have had 15x left down there. It's no different than this one. When you put what you put right here, what did I do? I multiplied that times the first one to get that, right? Quiet, please. I multiplied that times that to get the second one, right? You've got a problem where you said you put 2x here, and you have 5x minus 2 outside, and you had 10x squared here, correct? So, that's the reason you put 2x over here was because that times that was what? 10x squared, correct? What do I have to multiply that times now? That, correct? Which would give me minus 4x. And then you've got, what is this, plus 11x? Agreed? Is that what you got?
No, it's not what I got, but if that's it, it's
Well, what did you put 2x here?
I brought down the 11x minus 6. I did it wrong.
Right. What I'm saying is, so what you probably did is you did this part right,
Yeah.
but you forgot to multiply it times what? That 2 to get that right there.
Okay.
See, you've got to multiply the 2x times the front and the 2x times the second one. Does that make sense? Now you change the sign, and you should be left with 15x here, and then you bring down whatever is right here. Okay? Another one from this worksheet.
Then what are you supposed to multiply right there? Are you trying to 5x?
What did I do here? What I want you guys to do is look at the example here. Okay? What did I do on this one? I did that. I multiplied through and got to here, correct? And I got left with 15x. What did I bring down? I brought that down. So you're going to do the same thing on yours. Then you're going to go above that, and you're going to say that or what, this first term times what would give me that first term. Okay? You just keep working down. I'll do one more. Let's say you had 5x squared plus 3x minus 2 divided by x plus 1. What am I going to do now, guys? What goes out front here? Something I can help you with, Tiffany?
Me and her are helping each other with the assignment.
Well, let's make sure you know how to do it. I'm trying to help you here by doing this, so please pay attention. Okay, x times what? What am I going to do here? What do I worry about? The what terms? X times what would give me, I need to get 5x squared here. Do I not? What would I multiply x by to get 5x squared?
5x.
And I put it above the second one because there's two terms here. 5 times 1 is 5, x times x is x squared. That works, doesn't it? But I can't just multiply the first one. I now have to multiply this times what? The second term. Distributed property. 5x times 1 would be plus what? Just like in long division, what do? Subtract. So that makes that a minus, that a minus. That goes to 0. What do I get here? What do I bring down? Not, it's a negative 2, isn't it? Bring down a negative 2. Now, what do? I keep worrying about what? The first terms. X times what would give me a negative 2x? Negative 2 times, yeah, that would give me a negative 2x. But I have to also multiply times the what? Second term. Please pay attention. Would give me a negative what? 2. Change the sign, that makes that a plus, that a plus. What do I get? There's no remainder. Boggles my mind that you guys ask for questions and ask how to do it. I do 3 examples up here, and there's about 2 or 3 of you listening. I don't understand why you wouldn't listen.